So, the whispers around the DJI Avata 3 suggest that it will not only push FPV technology further, but also stir debates far beyond the drone community. From rumored upgrades like a 1-inch CMOS sensor and blazing 140 kilometers per hour top speeds to the politics of whether it will even land in American stores, the Avata 3 feels like a product built not just to fly higher, but also to sit in the middle of one of DJI's most controversial chapters yet. With leaks already pointing to design tweaks, smarter performance, and a premium price tag, the Avata 3 may very well become DJI's most talked about release of the decade. To understand why expectations are so high for the Avata 3, one must look back at the legacy of the Avata series. The first Avata broke ground by introducing a Cinehoop-style FPV drone that could balance agility with cinematic output. It wasn't meant just for freestyle pilots racing through abandoned warehouses. It appealed to content creators who wanted immersive footage without sacrificing stability. The Avata 2, released in 2024, refined this formula with improved stabilization and better image capture, but stayed within the bounds of an incremental upgrade. Now, the Avata 3 is set up as more than just the next version. DJI's own track record suggests it likes to save its most transformative shifts for every second or third iteration in a product line. The leaks of larger camera modules, propeller redesigns, and upgraded transmission systems indicate that DJI is treating the Avata 3 as the model where FPV finally reaches professional-grade standards. In many ways, it has to. Competition from Autel and a growing DIY FPV community has kept pressure on DJI to prove that its closed ecosystem can still lead in both performance and usability. One of the earliest confirmations about the Avata 3 came from leaked images that circulated online earlier this year. At first glance, the silhouette looked familiar, staying true to the ducted propeller style that makes Avata drones resilient in tight spaces. But on closer inspection, differences become obvious. The camera housing appears significantly larger, likely to accommodate the rumored 1-inch CMOS sensor, a huge step up from the 1/1.3-inch system in the Avata 2. This change alone could transform the drone's ability to shoot in challenging light and bring footage closer to mirrorless camera levels of quality. Another noticeable design shift is the relocation of the battery. Instead of sitting awkwardly on top or within the frame, the battery has reportedly been moved to the rear, a decision that not only changes weight distribution but also creates room for that expanded camera system. Gone too are the bright orange bumpers of the Avata 2, giving the 3 a cleaner, more professional appearance. And then there are the propellers. A new 4-blade setup replaces the older 3-blade design, promising both more thrust and finer control. For FPV pilots chasing both speed and cinematic precision, these details matter. When it comes to raw flight capability, DJI seems prepared to raise the ceiling yet again. If leaks prove true, the Avata 3 could reach speeds up to 140 kilometers per hour, putting it in territory usually reserved for custom-built FPV rigs. Extended flight time is also on the table, with rumors pointing toward 23 to 25 minutes of airborne endurance, a modest but meaningful bump over its predecessor. That might not sound dramatic compared to consumer drones like the Mavic series, but in the FPV world, every extra minute of flight time can mean more creative opportunities before swapping batteries. Another area of performance improvement is transmission. The Avata 3 is expected to ship with O4, DJI's latest video transmission system, capable of maintaining low latency feeds over distances up to 13 kilometers under FCC standards. For pilots using the Goggles 4 or the new RC Motion 3 controller, that means a more immersive and reliable experience, even in interference-heavy environments. Smoothness will also come from software. Rocksteady 3.0 and Horizon Steady stabilization modes will likely carry over, but be refined for sharper, more cinematic results. Features cameras often define drones more than any other spec, and the Avata 3 looks ready to push the conversation. The rumored 1-inch CMOS sensor, capable of shooting 4K video at up to 120 frames per second, is the highlight here. Compared to the Avata 2's smaller sensor, this will represent a significant jump in detail, dynamic range, and low-light usability. For creators, it means less noisy night footage, more flexibility in color grading, and smoother slow-motion sequences. But DJI isn't just chasing better video. The Avata 3 is expected to double down on intelligence, integrating ActiveTrack 6.0 for subject tracking, improved return-to-home functions powered by omnidirectional obstacle sensors, and possibly even AI-assisted editing through the DJI Fly app. Quick Transfer, already popular among Mavic users, should make an appearance as well, speeding up the offloading of files directly to phones or tablets. Safety, often overlooked in FPV drones, is also said to be a priority. Geo-fencing refinements, better low-light obstacle detection, and smarter fail-safe routines will make the Avata 3 more forgiving to newcomers while still appealing to professionals. On pricing, DJI appears set to position the Avata 3 as a premium prosumer machine. The drone-only model may sit between $549 and $649, but full combo packages could stretch from $1,099 for a single battery kit up to $1,499 for 3 batteries, goggles, and controllers. Some leaks even suggest high-end bundles approaching $1,800. That's a noticeable increase compared to the Avata 2, but DJI seems confident that the camera and performance upgrades will justify the climb. No discussion of the Avata 3 can ignore the elephant in the room, whether it will even be available in the United States. Over the past few years, DJI has faced increasing scrutiny from US regulators and politicians who argue that Chinese-made drones pose security risks. Lobbying by American drone manufacturers like Skydio has only added fuel to the fire. As a result, there's genuine concern that the Avata 3 might be restricted, delayed, or even blocked entirely from US markets. This creates a strange dynamic. While European and Asian pilots may enjoy the full rollout, American hobbyists and professionals could be forced to rely on imports, third-party resellers, or simply go without. That hasn't stopped DJI enthusiasts from speculating or even spotting leaked test flights supposedly happening on US soil, but until DJI makes an official statement, uncertainty looms large. Some drone hobbyists argue that the restrictions are less about national security and more about economic protectionism, pointing to the irony that DJI drones dominate because of their unmatched quality-to-price ratio. If Avata 3 truly ships with its rumored features, the controversy may not be about how well it flies, but about who gets to fly it legally. The DJI Avata 3 is shaping up to be more than just another drone release. It represents a critical moment for DJI, a chance to prove that FPV drones can be both cinematic tools and accessible gadgets, while also navigating one of the most politically charged markets in tech. Its design refinements, from the 4-blade props to the rear-mounted battery, suggest careful thought about performance and usability. Its camera, potentially one of the best ever fitted on an FPV drone, could blur the lines between hobbyist plaything and professional film gear. Yet, the most fascinating part of the Avata 3 story may not be its specs, but its context. A drone with this much potential might never officially land in the world's largest consumer electronics market, not because of engineering limits, but because of geopolitics. If it does launch freely, DJI will once again cement its lead in immersive drone technology. And if it doesn't, the Avata 3 will become a symbol of how innovation sometimes collides head-on with politics. Thanks for watching.